a lot of discussion, like of course, I bring a ton of, relationship experts, quote unquote, matchmakers on the show. And they all say like, oh, if a guy fucks around with a bunch of girls, he's not high value. But I kind of agree with everything that you're saying. A lot of very successful men, such as them, maybe they're not ready to commit. Maybe they don't want to commit. Maybe they want to have a bunch of beautiful women because it's a part of the game. I completely understand what you're saying. But most men that are taking your course, I'm assuming, are not as rich as he is or famous or successful as he is, correct?
Sure.
They're the average Joe, correct?
Yes.
That want to improve their lives and want to
Yeah.
become men of action. Can you help them become a man of action and higher value?
Yes, it's not even a question. Absolutely. You want to go through there, you can look at the testimonials. We've had numerous guys come in, and often their complaint is women don't like me because of my ethnicity. They don't like me because I'm too short. They don't like me because I'm not rich enough. They don't like me because I'm not handsome enough. They don't like me because I'm too skinny, whatever the reason may be. And then we work through whatever those limiting beliefs are. And then and generally what I'll do is, like, for instance, if I had, we'll just say I have a guy who's short, and let's just say he's Indian. And he's like, well, I'm a short Indian man. I know women are not going to find me attractive, the white women that I find attractive. So what I do is I show him 20 guys that are in Men of Action who are also short and Indian, who are crushing it with women, and it destroys his limiting belief. Then he's like, oh, wait. Oh, this isn't just about my looks. It isn't just about my height. I can actually do other things to show levels of status and have massive amounts of success without using money. I didn't understand this before. This wasn't apparent to me. And so we teach men how to do those kind of things. And as far as high value, if the question you're asking me is, would the women that they could get to commit to them, does their status increase over time? The answer is unequivocally, unassailably, immutably, absolutely, and completely yes. That is not a question whatsoever.
Because I know a lot of guys out there, they're going to send me this question, but it's my curiosity. So let's say some dude out there is listening and he's a little chubby. He has a job, 9 to 5. He doesn't make millions, la, 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 la. And he wants to take your class and better his life. But he's not going to make more money than he does.
Sure.
So because you talk a lot about, I think I saw something on your website, like I said in the beginning, you say, I'm going to teach you how to have my lifestyle without spending any money. How can they do that without spending any money?
So I don't spend any money when I go do the things. I mean, you live in Vegas. You know what a comp is, right?
You live, yeah, but of course I do. Yes, but you live in Vegas, but the guy that lives maybe, I don't know, like I said, in Indiana or like a suburb, or doesn't have access to these things, to become a man of action.
Can I share my screen? Oh, wait, no, you have to make me a co-host. It's fine. So going back to what you're saying before, if you lived in, like, say, Indiana, one of the things we say in places that don't have like a great scene is, if there is no scene, you create a scene. So let's just pick a place that's, let's say Gary, Indiana. You live in Gary, Indiana. What I would do if I lived in Gary, Indiana, first off, I would go and fix my social media. So I'd find the best places in Gary, Indiana to take cool photographs that show that I'm just an adventurous, cool guy, and that I get it when it comes to social media. Then I might travel a little bit and get some other cool photos in places that I've traveled, and some cool experiences with me and groups of friends. That's why I wanted to share my screen with you, so I could show you, like, some of my clients, some of the things that they're able to do. Now, from that standpoint—
By the way, I love that idea, and I completely agree with you. I think having a good, decent, fantastic social media page is crucial, because it's our business card that totally changes the way. I agree with you 1,000,000%. That's a fantastic idea.
So that's the number one thing I can do, right? Because it's the most scalable thing. Even if your social media is at a 60% and in person you're an 80%, you're still your social media is 100,000x more likely to get to more people than you in real life. So now, we start showing pictures of you in cool places. We start showing pictures of you with a group of people, and they're sort of reacting to you, and they catch you in these cool scenes. If you guys want to go look at my Instagram, you can see some photos that I use as examples. I try to stay away from the dating photos, like the close-up headshots. Women are not interested in a man's close-up headshot. Maybe one is fine, but this is not a Tinder, Bumble, or Hinge. A great way to explain this is, women want the Barbie. They want the Barbie, but they want all the things Ken comes with. Does that make sense? They want the actual Barbie doll, but they want all the little accessories that Ken comes with. What women want to see from a man on his social media is all the accessories he comes with. And I don't mean wealth. I mean, is he in good shape? Like, who are all the other people that are following him? So you can show massive amounts of social proof and pre-selection through your social media. So that's what I would do. Now, from that point going forward, once I have my social media fixed, I would start creating lists of men and women that I want to network with. What I like to say is women who you'd like to have come to your birthday party and men who you'd like to have come on your podcast, or women you'd like to have come on your podcast as well. I make 2 different lists. And then from those lists, what I do is I'll usually hire a guy for like $5 an hour, and they'll go and they'll message all those people using my Instagram. Because my Instagram is good, it's set up correctly, the likelihood of them opening my messages is extremely high. I also recommend you guys all get the blue check mark on Instagram. It makes it much easier. And also switch to a business account. You're far more likely to not get put in the request folder. So you'll do that and you'll get a bunch of open threads with people. Now, once I have these open threads, what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact the SPCA, the VFW. I'm going to contact a homeless shelter, an orphanage, different places like that. And I'm going to throw a charity event somewhere in my city. Hopefully, I'm not going to throw the charity event. I'm going to help them throw an event, and I'm going to invite every female influencer in my city. I'm going to invite a bunch of photographers, and I'm going to turn this into a huge social media thing while at the same time raising money for ALS, homeless children, raising money for troops overseas, raising money for animal rescue, whatever it is. And I'm going to create a social network in Gary, Indiana, doing something like that.
In other words, you just proved, and this is how I live my life, and that's the message I always send out. Where there is a will, there's a way, and it's all about how you decide to go about your life, right? Like you said, you got to be in shape. If you're sitting at home drinking beer and eating crap, you're not going to get to that point. If you live in a shitty city, there is social media platforms that can connect us with people all over the world. So it's not just people that live in Las Vegas or Beverly Hills like I do that can have access to a better lifestyle, but you gotta be motivated to get it done. Like you are. You're a super motivated guy. I am the same, but a lot of people out there are not. So I guess if anybody out there is listening, this is a great way to become motivated by taking your course, because you're going to tell them step by step by step, no matter where,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And
That's exactly right.
I'm being very transparent. Some of your videos, I wasn't sure about them because of all this, girl, all this bullshit. But you have very practical ideas that really, really work.
Yes. Now, those practical ideas that really, really work, Catherine, if I put those in a tweet or in a YouTube video, nobody cares. They don't. Now, once they get in the course, they do. But initially, all they want is the sizzle before they want the steak.
That's the thing is people want something like an easy way out, right?
Correct.
But the fact is, sometimes you got to do the work. You got to put in the work. Like we were talking about the podcast. I get messages every single day from men and women. They're like, oh, I want to start a podcast. I want to make money. And I start laughing because they think it's going to be something like overnight. And it's kind of like you said, having a fabulous body or being in great shape. It's something that you work on your whole life. It's not like you wake up and after a week, you're going to have a great body, right?
Yeah, definitely. Unless you take trenbolone and steroids and other stuff. But yeah, for the most part, it's not going to.
But even if you do, like if you're drinking.
Shout out to everyone in Las Vegas. Shout out to all the male strippers and VIP hosts in Las Vegas. Click the link in the description and I'll send you an exclusive invite to my elite networking community where you can learn to meet high quality women today.